Hi guys, in this video I'm going to give you 5 successful and secret tips on how to improve your Google Ads. Now what I mean by improving is, hey, you want your accounts to be profitable, so you want to spend as little as possible and you want to get the maximum returns and more inquiries and more sales. Before I do continue, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button, so when I do create new content you'll be the first to be notified. My name is Ajay Dhunna. I've been running Google Ads campaigns for the best part of two decades now, so I know what works and what does not work. So here are my 5 tips. Have separate campaigns. So what I see a lot of times is that people are trying to bundle all their keywords or ad groups into one single campaign, and as a result of that, even the Google algorithm can't really work out what's going on, because you got some keywords or ad groups which are performing exceptionally well and some which are not so well. So hey, the Google Ads campaign is either going to push that campaign or it's not going to push it, right? And if you've got such a mixture of campaigns, then how is Google going to know which ad groups to push and get more traffic onto and which ones not to? So try to modularize your campaigns, ideally by objective, so you can have each campaign can have their own locations or their own budgets or their own strategies or their bid strategies, so then the algorithm is going to work so much more efficiently for you. Number 2, and this is a common mistake that I find, make sure you got your conversion tracking installed. So we want to measure that for every people that are coming onto your website, how many of them are converting to a lead or a sale. And the only way to do that is by having your conversion tracking installed. Now your conversion tracking will allow you to create awesome reports so you can accurately measure where every single penny that you spend is going towards. But not only that, but it'll help the algorithm to understand what's working and what's not working. And the Google algorithm is really smart now. So what it'll do is that whatever's working well, because you've installed conversion tracking, it'll push that more. So if it knows that, hey, I've got a campaign here and the campaign is for dentists in London, for example, and that's working really well, it will drive more traffic towards that specific campaign because it's working really well. Yeah, so make sure that you've got your conversion tracking installed, and you can get your conversion tracking installed either directly from the Google Ads interface, or you can set it up in Google Analytics and then import Google Analytics into Google Ads. One last point about conversion tracking is when you're installing it, try to do it through Google Tag Manager, because if you install your conversion tracking through Google Tag Manager, it makes life so much more easier because you've got so much more flexibility. And in future, if you want to install more tracking, you just need to go to one central place, which is your Google Tag Manager. Start small. So what I see is sometimes people, because they've got the budget, they launch everything in one go, and then they wonder, oh my God, where's all our money going? Yeah, and these campaigns are working and these not. So it doesn't really work, right? And what works better is you start off on a smaller budget on a select number of campaigns or products or services, get those to work. And once those are working and you've optimized them and you think that, these are running pretty well now and now they're profitable, then create a new campaign. When that starts to work, create another campaign, or even create 2 new campaigns or different campaign types. So for example, if you've got e-commerce website, you might have a search campaign whereby you've got your keywords in it. So you might have, for example, office chairs. Now, great, if that starts to work, then you can say, hey, now that's working well. So now what we'll do is we'll open up another campaign, and instead of a search campaign, we'll have a shopping campaign. And let's get that to work and let's get that optimized. Once that works, let's now go into desks or sofas or tables. And that's if you sell, say, home furniture. So start off small, get things to work, and then scale organically. Keep an eye on your search terms. Now, the amount of accounts that we take on within my agency, whereby people are getting clicks for search terms which have nothing to do with their business, and all that money is going down the drain, is absolutely phenomenal. There is a very clear difference between the keywords that you specified to Google and the search terms. So the keywords is what you have specified to Google, and the search terms, depending on the match type that you've used, in other words, exact match, phrase match, broad match, Google will get your keywords and it say, hey, I think that this word here is also applicable for this keyword. So let me just throw that in. Let me just get this advertiser listed for this keyword now, because, and which is called a search term. So what you've got to do, you've got to keep an eye on your search terms and keep adding negative. So if you see something that is not applicable to your business, add it in as a negative keyword. And what that will mean is that if Google want to advertise that keyword, or the search term, sorry, and it's in your list of negative keywords, then Google will not promote that search term anymore, which is now saving you money. So for example, if you're a painter in London, you might tell Google that, hey, painters in London, but somebody might type in the word jobs for painters in London. Now clearly, you might not be looking to hire. So what you can do by looking at your search terms, you might make the word jobs into a negative keyword. So in future, if anyone types in the word jobs, your ad will not appear. Now it gets a bit more advanced, because it depends on at what level you've added that negative keyword, whether it's at ad group level, campaign level, or account level, right? So there is a little bit of there, but you generally get the drift. Keep an eye on your search terms. Last but not least, and there are a load of other things which goes into Google Ads campaigns, but for now, keep an eye on your ads. Now, as of June 2022, expanded text ads got stopped by Google, so you won't be able to create any more expanded text ads. I see a lot of campaigns at the moment which are still either got expanded text ads because for legacy reasons, or they've got no ads at all. So make sure you've got responsive search ads for now, because that's what works in 2022. Who knows what's going to work in 2023? So make sure you've got responsive search ads, and make sure that their strength, because strength is a measure of Google's way of saying how good your responsive search ad is, and make sure it's at least good, because it starts off from being poor to average to good to excellent. So make sure it's at least good. And when you're implementing your responsive search ads, do A/B testing. So make sure you've got at least 2 ads and test each one, and constantly be tuning your ads, because ultimately your ads is something that people are going to look at in order to determine whether they want to inquire about your service, or click on your ad to visit your website, or even call you. So not only do you want to be attracting your potential customers, but you also want to be disqualifying people, or putting people off from clicking on your ad if you think that they're not relevant to your product or service. For example, if you've got a service and your costs start from, say, $200, what you might want to put in there is, hey, our service starts from $200. Obviously word it a little bit better here, because what that will mean is if someone's only got a budget of, let's say, $100 or £100, they are now less likely to click on your ad, because they never would become your customer anyway, because that's out of their budget. So that's ultimately saving you money, because now you're disqualifying people who are not within your price range. So guys, I hope this has been useful. If it has, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button, so when I do produce new content, you'll be the first to be notified. And let me know what your experience of how you're improving your Google ads. Put it in the comments below. And speaking of the comments, there is a link in there to my Google Ads ebook. It's an absolute free ebook. You can click on it and it'll tell you what types of things you need to do in order to have a successful Google Ads campaign built right from day one. Take care, guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye for now.